So, I mean, this is like, I feel like how we should have expected a draft like this to look for DNF into Dplus.
I would agree. I do think that there are so many clones. Minion wave, and there is no jungler to even see in sight. Lucid has just gone back to base. Let's see whether she can actually survive this. Has already got the exhaust down, and Goshik not going to be able to tank this for much longer. Dudu does connect the harpoon, and they're going to go for round 2. She desperately trying to drink as much potion as possible. Fantastic flash, but still the answering double kill, sort of, is going to come in for Shiu. If you actually want it to be the grubs, though, how do you specify which one it is in the pit?
Maybe
this one there, Shiu does hold on to the ulti. Same to be said for Dudu, as we have the needlework coming out and almost actually killing him here, as Dudu says, well, you deserve an ult back. And Shiu says, all right, as the wave is going to dissipate. Oh man, Snip really starting to hurt. There's the exhaust down onto Dudu as he gets the flash
They're
out.
gonna win the race.
Yeah, so it is just straight up a race. It's not a base race, it's just a turret race. And even though grub advantage is going to be there for DNF, it will still be this outer turret falling on the bottom side, going over to DK.
So, I mean that Dudu had to go mid. You know, Showmaker denied some farm as like it was a late rotation over from Bulldog, and I mean there was a lot of XP lost up there top side. The plate goal, like you mentioned, was split between 4 people. I think Bull is going to get most of this wave here.
Big power spike, and he has started off this dragon. Barrel's going to move in. We'll get information, I believe.
This is a bit of an awkward spot. Like, Shiu is so far away, aiming is so far away, has to catch that mid wave. I think DNF should be able to get this. And if Dplus try to both clear that wave and fight here, I think it might be a mistake.
Teleport coming in. There is the Pop Blossom. It does connect as Lucid gets the Cyclone over Berserker and does manage to knock up Bulldog there as well. Lucid finally does go down as some needlework is flying all over the place. Goshik is just going to be able to complete the heist, though. Takes down the Drake, and it's Hex Tech this game as well.
Boy, the high roll is there.
His aiming is down to 50%.
Yeah, there's no Weaver's Wall here. This is going to be really tricky unless Dplus can find a shove angle.
Shiu can teleport in, so that could be a big deal. Warrior Trickster does come through from Lucid. That keeps his health bar high, but they're not going to be taking this Rift Herald away.
They got the TP out of Dudu, and Shiu
would be something Dplus can play around.
Surprising to see a play here topside right before Dragon, but they're going to look for it.
Yep, Goshik does go in. The exhaust down onto Dudu one more time. Let's see whether this needlework is going to help him out. The equalizer is placed down, and Shiu is destroyed. There is feats of warfare and feats of strength over to the DN Freecs on a flank angle. Looking to make his way in. Rift Herald is going to be parked into the turret here. And now DK getting closed in on by the DN Freecs. Can they coordinate? Can they find the team fight that they're looking for? As Goshik, the heist is glorious! Just presses Smite and takes the second Drake for the DN Freecs.
That's mine, baby! That's a fantastic steal!
Somewhere
we're gonna drop it bottom. Like, this is our Drake, but we got this at least, and the Goshik's like 52, by the way, I pressed that.
Yep. And also is just able to Vault Breaker out.
I mean, Goshik makes that play, and now all of the costs associated with that top play are gone, and they just get the gold from it as well. As
oh no, he walked back into the seismic shot, put the door in the wrong direction! Oh no, that was... You need a lot of schooling, and I don't think there was enough.
Well, maybe they can take the gold they got from that, put their quantum bank account.
She was in a bit of trouble. He missed so many of the needleworks, as Amy comes over and is able to at least answer and gives at least an extra bit of assist gold. So there's that. Oh, I've seen this play before.
Don't walk into this, please.
Lucid is just going to dive on top of him. He does put the door down in the right direction this time, but Berserker, he could be in trouble. The double flashes come in. Barrel reads him like a book. And down goes the Lucian.
And Aiming just got to kill top, and he's Sivir, and he pushes the wave in.
Maybe this is what KT were looking to do is, all right, there's the engage from Goshik. He does push Aiming back, but he has a flash. And so he does get himself to relative safety. The exhaust not worrying him too much. And without their AD carry, you start get a whole lot better from here. Minute and a half on this next dragon. Thankfully for like that steal from Goshik is actually a huge deal. It may not be enough to save Quantum, as Lucid is looking to kill a Rumble in the jungle. Barrel almost just melts. But he lives his life, you know, at 150 health, you know? Lord Doms or anything like that here for the Civic, because there's no tank, so he's just free to build an Infinity Edge and then just do so much damage in this next fight as Berserker looks for Beryl, who is just dead, guys. But now the fight is going to break out in earnest. The Cyclone's coming in, down goes Berserker, and that is not a fair trade for the DN Freecs, as the equalizer was not real.
So messy.
Is this double dragon now?
No, it's double dragon's only first two. This is just
okay.
a 2-2 dragon. Berserker goes in here, and then Lucid finds the angle. You can't play like this around Wukong, or you will be punished, right? They just didn't have enough information to look for a play like that. Barrel is actually correctly like in control anymore.
Oh, Shoot does.
I thought he saw that.
He did definitely see that. I think maybe he likes the fight, but he probably doesn't actually. As, let's see, there he goes. Oh, and dash. So keeps himself alive for a little bit longer, but is still dead. Lucid now trying to come down, but they're not going to get there in time. And
but also there wasn't really an angle there. They did not overextend. See if you can win 1v1.
Let's see, because yeah, this is actually an honest one, but the needlework now on cooldown as DN Freecs looking for an angle. Pop Blossom's going to pick up two of them though, as now Bulldog could be also, no, never mind, not isolated because Showmaker jumps off a little bit late and isn't able to land the shove. So the DN Freecs just once again kill Barrel. She was able to push Dudu away.
Yeah, Dudu decided to TP for the fight and didn't even have to equalize, but that means his turret's going to go down, so that's a win for Shiu, who wanted that gold very badly, but now I've seen this one before.
Yeah, I know.
Shiu, I think he knows as well again.
I know this movie. We have seen this one as, all right, well, he's out. Yeah.
Into the death realm, yeah.
Out into the death realm, yeah. So saying he's out is not it. He was out.
If they're bold, they can actually pull the trigger. Oh,
Speaking of bold, that is a great ward here from Barrel. He could smell it. He's ex-jungler. Not going to be catching him out. But Pop Blossom going to find three here as Barrel also connects a fantastic snare. Oh my goodness, they killed him that one time, but then they all just fall. Pyoshik caught by the seismic shove. They will take down Lucid, but Showmaker taking matters into his own hands, getting a bunch of flashes, but now sets up the wall and finds the rumble. Nothing Bulldog can do. The flash forward from aiming and the cleanup from DK is swift and decisive.
That's the kind of play come through. An insane, swift punish that's decisive from Showmaker. This is here to try to survive. Showmaker will match, and they get routed. They get Baron, and they get the Dragon here as well. Dplus, sole point. Now they're going to contest.
Yeah, it is not quite a Dragon.
I thought they got the Dragon, actually, but they did not.
Have not. Lucid is still able to get over here. It's going to be a 50-50, and never mind, it's actually not because they couldn't get into the pit. Lucid is going to have an exhausted clone as Shiu gets in amongst 5 people and is dead.
I think we're going to have to run that replay back. I think we're going to have to go a little bit before when we jump
Keep their side lanes in order and not in for the next 2.5 minutes.
I mean, they want to engage.
Win another flip.
They want to engage, I think, because they're scared of the scaling Sivir, but I don't know if this is the angle.
Well, there's a Pop Blossom. It's going to connect onto 2, but it's the 2 tanky ones, and there's the cease and desist from Goshik. But oh my god, he gets shredded in an instant as the Cyclone is doing so much work from Lucid. Down goes Berserker. It's exactly the target they're looking for, and aiming will be able to chase down Dudu. Lucid is dead once again. He's kind of been doing that a fair bit, and now aiming with the passive is easily able to run the rumble down. Speaking of running people down, there's some revenge here for Shiu towards the top side. And TK, maybe it's not about waiting for a dragon to come up. Maybe it's about a little bit more than that. As oh god, the ring around the rosy is going to come on through. As Shiu, he will be able to at least follow Pyoshik over this wall. There's the dash in, Weaver's wall, just to stop all the funny business from happening, or wait to join in with the funny business.
This is actually significant that Pyoshik buys this time, because
he might actually just be able to get out.
They saved this bottom inhibitor because of it.
Yeah, well, that's a great sidestep there from aiming. As did, of course, still have the GA, but that was just
like the Baron might not necessarily matter. Showmaker also has TP.
Yep. Shiu is just going to come and take this inhibitor turret. Nothing they can really do about that one, as Barrel's moved on over as a fake.
We learned.
I mean, technically, the arm guard that resets.
Yeah. Lucid is being engaged on. He is a Wukong.
That is a fantastic charm to come on through there as Barrel finds himself a Pop Blossom. Aiming's amongst it, but I don't know whether he really wants to be. The spell shield's decent. And Lucid is going to find himself on the floor.
Here, Dudu sitting on his equalizer. He's just going to play passively. As long as he doesn't get caught, he can get a ton of value here. You're going to see a TP from Bulldog, but that's going to buy some space here for Dplus.
Oh, their health bars are going down pretty low. Tanking this Baron has looked like a bit of a difficulty as now Pyosik gets on top of Barrel. He wants to get back. Okay, they are just going to back away as Bulldog. That teleport was insanity, but he does manage to get the kill onto Barrel. A little bit of a mistime there on the seismic shove, but I don't know, man.
That was let's go back to that.
Okay, well,
Equalizer's still up for Dudu.
They have some information as this is going down very low. Pyosik is just going to get thrown out, but he manages to get the ulti off. He's inside the pit. Can they kill him in time? No, they can't! Once again, the Thief is going to be able to do it. The flash away from aiming, though, and these shurikens hurt so much! It's almost an ace. There is at least a Baron or two left alive. Yeah, Berserker and Dudu, they've got one. Okay, Dudu's is short-lived. He does do some sidestepping, but it's not quite enough. Look at the tankiness of this Showmaker right here. Truly immortal smite button, and it does extra damage.
But he also has an equalizer. The rest of the team is zoned away here. This is a very risky call from the side. I mean, like, it's funny that the Berserker's the one who has the Baron bomb. Pyosik's just going to face check.
Okay, Weaver's Wall is going to mean that he can't get out and he's just dead. Pyosik giveth, Pyosik taketh away. As he is.
This game had quite a few near climaxes, didn't it?
It did. It was on the edge, but it didn't quite reach greatness. As DK, they may not even need it.
I don't know what else to tell you guys, but Pyosik, like, if you look back at it, I don't know if we will. Look at all the vision that's still there, by the way. I was going to say
you just didn't have a way to use it. Get himself to safety as Pyosik, once again, just going to walk in and press R. Pop Blossom is going to be the answer, though, as Pyosik is dead once again. This time he takes Quantum with him, and Bulldog has to ult to get himself out of the wall. It was beautifully placed there by Showmaker, and now Berserker, he needs to throw the culling out in every direction. He needs to transform into Samira, as there is the shove to collect him as he's coming back up again. That Guardian Angel just not really doing anything. And the DN Freecs, man, they made this competitive for so long. As she turns up, goes golden,
can we go
dashes away.
Can we go 8?
Well, actually, I think that she might actually finally find himself an angle, and there it is. Gets the solo kill onto Bulldog as the game is well and truly over. Showmaker just, surprise Teemo. No surprise here at all, I don't think, here for DK at the end, but they had to work for it here in this game. Look at the
so much value, the knockups.
Like, the amount of disengage is insane, man.
Finally, a team is willing to lock it in. Barrel has hovered it in these types of situations so many times. This is one of those picks we talk about in these Aurora, he is looking to gank here. Still a potential opportunity.
Does get the information, but there are the dashes from Dudu. Gets on top of Xiu. Can he actually get himself out of the way of this one? What? Okay.
Well, that wasn't the flash direction that was going to save him, but if he was going to...
So not end of the world.
Well, now they can swap the lanes to where they wanted them to be with this top side Galio. Put Bulldog into the Aurora matchup.
Yep.
And, you know, it's been a pretty good series for Pyosik, I gotta say. You know, we were joking about the one fan who was like, no, Pyosik...
Between both of these teams, but a 400 gold lead is going to be represented by the DN Freecs, largely because of that first blood going over to Dudu. As Beryl has found a few of these decent tornadoes, but right now you can see aiming taking a lot of damage. Actually gets lit on fire just for fun here by Quantum.
Yeah, Quantum's got unsealed, so low cost to just drop that and guarantee the lead.
Public Execution is going to connect onto Showmaker, who tries to boop Dudu back, but the turret is not going to be there in time. My God, this All right, it is definitely a pretty aggressive one. There is no flash available as DK are going to get charmed up momentarily. There's a heroic entrance. Lucid is the one that gets knocked up with that one as he does use the subjugate finally. Flashes away, will be able to get that health bar back, but Berserker follows him and he's able to lock down that kill. Decent tornado there, but Beryl, I don't think he's getting out of this one. As Between Worlds goes Xiu, but doesn't really find very much value for it. The flash, the desperation, but they do manage to get the kill onto their Zyres. Over the wall they go. Dudu now diving back in and the solo kill in the bottom lane is so nice, but now aiming is just auto-attacking them down, and he picks up a triple DNF. Guys, it was fine. Yeah, it was okay.
When they saw the double time, they were going to stay, and oh boy.
He is just dead. Well, he does try to get out, but he's not going to work. And that is just Pyosik finding the
spacing with this champ. Dudu flashes, gets on top, gets the last hit.
Oh, right? And there it is again.
Oh man, look at that player cam. You saw mini barrier.
Yep.
This is just a dragon, looks like here. I don't know if they can fight this. Bulldog is unseen.
Yeah, there's the Justice Punch on Dashi, who's still going to get taunted up. Does eat some honey fruit as out goes Pyoshik, and Lucid says, all right, well, I think I might be the one taking this dragon. DNF is still having to deal with aiming just being the most annoying little toboggan rider ever. Look at this damage. With the Trinity Force, Berserker is not going to be fighting this, but it is enough to get DK off this dragon, and Bulldog picks up the aggro once again.
This is really greedy here for DNF. They need to be decisive, and they are certainly not.
Yeah, that is an exhaust down onto Quantum. The dragon is going to be secured this time as Lucid. Okay, that's what he did. He went into the practice tool, and he just practiced smites.
Yeah, I was going to say, rare miss from Pyoshik on this one. 93, I think, was the number at the end. Well, what's so surprising about that exchange on the initial part was Pyoshik was there on Dragon. They had...
in his play style, where he just goes real crazy.
He is in a really nice spot in this game and just can continue to try to leverage those advantages.
Oh god, okay. Shock Blast is going to push Berserker out of this lane as in goes Pyoshik, but he immediately gets knocked up. The Janna is being so frustrating as there is Quantum making his way in, but the tower does go down. They do take out the Trundle as Bulldog just gets boot back. Great flash to get out of the way of Dudu. That could have been 3 dead because this Ambessa is so big. The hammer does come down once again. Great knock-up from Beryl. But DK, you do not want to fight this Ambessa. Now has the largest gold lead in the game. Dudu is still a huge problem as Berserker just going to get smashed here by Lucid. Taken down to 50% health, does have to use the flash. And so no Feather Storm, no flash, no ghost. This Xayah is pretty vulnerable as we look towards this Rift Herald, which is coming up very, very soon.
Quantum now the target here. May have to flash.
There is no one to battle dance to either, as the Zephyr does come through there from Beryl. Does literally nothing at all outside of a small amount of slow, so not literally nothing at all. Is generally pretty good with it, but Janna can just be so annoying with just how fast she gets. And that is something that they should be able to leverage if they can get a couple of these dragons. Already one of them has been started up at DN Freecs. Not going to give this one up without a fight.
Showmaker going to miss that Shock Blast with the acceleration gate, and they don't have great engage here, to be honest. Like Dplus, they're going to have to try to close the gap here. Their Aurora is so far away.
They're looking to walk their way in. Bulldog is just checking these flanks.
Dudu's angle is really good.
Flag and Drag doesn't get the knock up there onto Lucid as that pillar position is pretty good. And now we're going to look for the 50-50. It's stolen there by Lucid. The boot back is fantastic as we can see, but Lucid is in amongst it. He does have the subjugate though, and it keeps him alive for so incredibly long as Showmaker even surviving in that backline after distracting them for so long. These knockups from the Janna are the most frustrating thing in the universe. Oh my goodness, it's monsoon season here for DK and they love it.
That was a great close the gap, and then DNF didn't know which target to go on. They ultimately decided Lucid was the target, but he had Subjugate. He was so tanky, he survived long enough. They swapped targets, but it's just too late, and Dplus get a huge team fight win.
Monsoon, and he only sort of pressed it for a few moments. What's going to happen when they try and engage on them, and then he presses Monsoon when there's a Spirit Visage Trundle in the middle of the fight? He's not going to have it for the next little while because it's not what he's building next. Is now Shiu might just be dead.
Yeah, Shiu does not have a
Dash Cannon comes in, the flash is going to come out. Not going to risk that one.
Yeah, it's all a bait. It's all a bait.
Aiming is flanking. Okay, let's see whether Bulldog is going to die here. As aiming is flashing after him. He's a madman. There's the rocket and he just kills him.
All right, now DNF need to get something on the cross map here. Otherwise, it's just a massive free one.
Yeah, I think he was definitely dead as aiming is even going to be the one that grabs a little bit of extra gold.
Gold King, baby.
Yeah, I think he might be getting it this week. As, all right, Pyoshik going to get the trophy treatment. As he does flag drag, but the burn is still going to come on through. There was even a rocket following him. Subjugate going to be enough to finish him off. And DK, all of a sudden, this game, like the tempo vibes have just gotten stuck, right? They were all over the place. We were skipping. It's like you're driving down like a really long time, and you're like, oh, he's a Barbie. Good. Instead of actually it working.
Yeah. And the Showmaker's just staying on this flank angle. They're going to try to collapse on him, but he knows.
Yeah, Grand Entrance. Ooh, that Shock Blast could have really made things impossible. As Pyoshik,
where are you going?
Well, to the Death Chamber, Wolf. That's where he's going. Like, Bulldog is going to get a big old taunt. Down goes Showmaker. So it's a 1-for-1 trade in the end, but the smite is still here for DK.
I mean, that's a Corki that has cleanse. I don't think you can go back in on
but
this.
Also, like, engage on he's got Monsoon. So, like, there's no way for them to really do anything, even if Dudu is able to find an angle. Oh, wait, maybe now, because they are nowhere near him. There is a public execution. Aiming just gets the Eye of the Storm. And the knock-up is not going to connect. He does get slowed down by the Zephyr, and the Phosphorus Bomb doesn't connect. But, man, like, it just feels like...
don't get pillared there.
Well, I mean, that's a good point, but that's a different story. I like the fact that they at least had a plan, you know?
Yeah.
My cup's half full on this one. As there's another taunt. It's going to connect onto Shiu, who might need to drift in between the worlds, and he does. Gets himself out of the way. But now it is a 4,000 gold lead. There are bounties on the map.
And, I mean, Aiming has 6 kills, and he has 3 items. And he has both of his summoners now.
This Corki is very large. Look at Lucid. Just walks towards them. And there is not a whole lot of counters to the whole situation. There's the knock-up as they look for Aiming. Monsoon says no. Quantum is going to be able to catch back up to him, but somehow the Ambassador is already dead. The 2 strongest members have been taken down, and maybe actually I was wrong. Maybe, in fact, Lucid is the strongest member on this team, because this Trundle has taken his tribute, and he might be taking it to the Baron Pit.
You got Aiming this time. You got him this time. Unfortunately, for Aiming's KDA, it's got a 1 in the middle as Pyoshik.
Okay.
He does not have flash, but maybe he could get a cone. Maybe he gets another flag in there. I don't think so.
I don't know whether Shiu survives if he tries to go for this one, as Beryl is just being annoying. He's like, "Hey Pyoshik, how you doing? How's your world's medal doing from 2022? How you feeling, buddy?" And Pyoshik is just going to leave. Baron is going to be secured. And yeah. Not this time, DN Freecs.
I don't know what else to tell you guys. DNF had some nice solo lane leads, but it just doesn't matter anymore.
Yep. And look, I actually think that it's not an aiming vote. And I'm going to say this with zero bias, obviously.
Sure.
But it's Beryl.
I mean, I knew what you were going to say, yeah. And I knew there was no bias attached.
No, it's no bias. He has the genius Janna pick. He plays it beautifully. His Nico is hitting multi-man ults every time.
All right, maybe they get Showmaker, question mark?
Yeah, there we go.
He has no flash?
Probably not going to get POM, not for this one, although Pyoshik almost just dead, as they'll trade Showmaker for an inhibitor in the mid lane. But honestly, for DNF, any way to get a bit more...
And, it's his 4th death of the game, but I don't know if him 5 times will fix this, and they're going to need a little bit more than that, as here comes a TP.
All right, public execution onto the Trundle. Let's see whether they can actually kill him, as Between Worlds goes out the Monsoon to try and keep him alive. The taunt does come on through, as Shiu will be the first one to fall. The flash out from Lucid, the triple knock-up from these tornadoes as a teleport to come in from a respawning Showmaker. Will push back the DN Freecs. There are 5 members. Berserker is pretty high health, but the shock blasts are now raining down. The knock-up almost not going to really work out, though, as the Justice Punch is going to work.
They have to be so careful. If anyone dies...
Why is Beryl just in melee range, but they're not doing anything about it?
They don't like
Janna is just that annoying.
They only go for Trundle or Corki.
Yeah, and honestly, the Corki idea, I like that one. I think kill and aiming is going to be a... Oh, God, okay. Showmaker is supposed to be like, what is he, 1 and 4? He's not supposed to be very strong. Why are these shock blasts hurting so much?
He has a lot of items.
Yeah.
So he has deaths.
It is a worrying sign. It's okay. There is it's a nice little trophy there, Lucid. Ultimately, not really anything going to come of it. It's all Between Worlds from Shiu. He's making up for that horrible early game as he bounces around the circle. Finds a gorgeous angle in the end. A double kill for aiming will be the result. And now he slows down Berserker. Showmaker chasing after him like Jaws, lurking in the ocean. He wants to kill Quantum because he knew the rest of his team was coming. And there it goes. It's a double off the back of it for aiming. And I've seen this movie before. Lucid, you can't get over that wall. You don't have flash.
Yeah, this time, though, the base is still going to die.
Wait. Oh, no, we're doing it again. Do you remember this game?
Oh, yeah.
The Nidalee versus Udyr situation?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to deny it this time because the next is going to go down as DK at 2-0 over DNF. The first game, it was a close back and forth. This one, we had the CD skipping a little bit. Finally, we bought it.